Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Papi Podcast. This is episode 4. My name is Arturo. I'm here with
Ricky.
The Papi Jacob. we didn't say it. You went fast.
He only missed the intro.
Jonathan. Rico.
yeah, and then we're just talking about how we're just trying to define sort of if the ends justify the means.
We're piggybacking off our last podcast.
Yeah, we're piggybacking off our last podcast. If y'all haven't listened to it, listen to it. Yeah, if y'all haven't listened to it, listen to it. But it's just mainly in like it was brought up in the instance where sensationalizing an article or sort of information or something that you're trying to communicate in order to get your point across or in order to raise awareness for a certain topic or in order to get the conversation started. So that brought us to this, whether the ends justify the means. The end goal obviously being starting a conversation or promoting awareness, and the means being sensationalizing or making an article that shouldn't be made or an article that shouldn't be, made a certain way. So I just want to know what y'all thought about that.
So, I just had a thought. Soulja Boy.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay, so the question, I guess a little bit more accurately, is does the end justify the usually considered wrong means? Right? Because, like, if you want a hot body, you work out and you eat right, and that's obviously, yes, right? The end justifies that mean. Of course, there's no question there, but the question comes in when the means are illegal, frowned upon, right? Socially unacceptable.
Putting other people down or uninclusive.
Right, anything
perhaps.
negative, and do those negative means, those illegal means, those bad means, right? Are they justified by the end? And I think that's the question. So, which brings me to the overall thing was like Soulja Boy. Right, so if you don't know Soulja Boy's come up, he came out when LimeWire was hot. Now, if you're not a 2000s baby, you should know what LimeWire is, and that it was very dangerous. It was like having unprotected sex, like in New York. Like I don't know.
In New York.
It seems like a filthy place. I don't know.
In
Vegas.
I have to restart my computer every 2 days.
In
Vegas.
Anyways, you just didn't run around LimeWire downloading everything, right? You had to, or if you did, you caught something. That's what.
How many times I restored a computer?
So Soulja Boy took advantage of this frenzy, right? People didn't really know too much about the dangers of downloading anything off the internet. They would download a lot of stuff, and you could title things whatever you wanted. So, like, if Kendrick Lamar Damn album came out back when LimeWire was popping, I could upload my mixtape, right? And I just title it Kendrick Lamar Damn. And then boom, they got 8 tracks of Papi Jacob, like, booming in the system. Unbeknownst to them, right? And it was a super disappointment to, what you were trying to download and just to get, like, porn or Soulja Boy. But Soulja Boy took advantage of this. And like this is misleading.
Yeah.
What's another word for misleading? Starts with a D.
Deceitful.
Deceived.
Deceit.
Yeah.
Bamboozled.
And he took advantage of that, and and even like he went on YouTube when YouTube was first starting out, and he would do the same thing, like Tupac something, whatever was popping at the time, like on TV. Music, Lil Wayne, a little old Lil Wayne song. He would post, but he would put his song on the track, and that's basically how he blew up. He was just like a troll. He was a musical troll, and so now he's like, I wouldn't say well respected in the game, but respected in the game by some people, and regardless, he's making money. To this day, even though you don't hear him on the radio, he's making money off productions, doing features for younger, not as smart people maybe. But, and I think his end was, I want to make money. I don't think Soulja Boy's goal was ever to be the best rapper alive. Just judging from his style, I don't think that was his end, his goal.
Right.
His goal was to make money. And he did it by deceiving people.
His means.
Right? Is that justified?
I mean, but I think you're sort of limiting the discussion, right? Because then you're limiting the means to sort of like to have a negative connotation. So ends justifying the means include like positive means or negative means, right?
Well,
Just it's all inclusive.
I do think that we want to limit it to negative means because I don't think anybody has a problem with positive means.
Like the...
So I mean that just brings it back to the point where it's situational, right? Because if we're limiting it to negative means just by defining it as negative, then you're saying that it's wrong or that there's something wrong with it. So just by giving it calling it that, you're saying that it's not right or that it's something that shouldn't happen.
So going back to the question, do the ends justify the means? So if they're good means, you're saying that it should be justified.
Good means don't need justification. No one asks you to justify
Or like put
a
it like
good
this.
thing.
Exactly. Like
The question only comes into play if it's a negative thing.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say I'm limiting it. I'm
Mhm.
I get what you're
saying the presupposing of the question limits it, right?
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
And so I think we're talking about things that are generally considered negative. Is it no longer considered negative, or is it justified? Right? No longer considered negative, really, if it, is to an end goal that's good, right? Like feeding your family.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like a mom going to a grocery store, stealing $200 worth of food
Not okay.
to feed her family.
No, they need to start.
3-year-olds and
No, I mean to go for that.
or baby milk powder to feed her infant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still, she stole. Like,
Okay, so now this
that's
comes
a
into question.
negative.
What we're really asking then, are there absolute wrongs?
Absolutely. In what way?
Like, is
you
it-
shouldn't ever do.
Yeah, is it bad to steal? No matter the situation, absolutely it's wrong to steal.
No.
Can we say something is absolutely wrong?
Something that's absolutely wrong.
Like
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Right.
Is stealing not then wrong anymore since he
Los Zetas did the
redistributed
same shit.
the wealth?
Oh, I hope
Los Zetas did the same.
I mean, yeah.
What else did they do?
They killed
How? No,
the
describe.
rich people.
Go into detail.
They killed the rich people.
Detail.
They got their money, and they gave it to them. They got their
Oh,
money.
you know what? That does kill rich people when you get their money.
Got their
If you get a
money,
rich
bro.
person's money, he's
It's
dead.
done. It's done.
He's dying.
You can't live like that. They can't live poor.
I think it's objective, right?
It's it's situational.
I don't know.
It just depends, man. But like saying, if there's something that is just wrong, what would it be?
Killing?
No, even at that
But
point,
even then-
it's also biased because
Raping a child.
what?
I mean, you're asking for the worst of the worst. You're asking for something that's absolutely
Can we all
wrong.
agree that absolutely it's never okay to rape a child?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we can't say the same thing about killing. Just to be clear.
Kill a
No.
child.
I can't. In my opinion, no.
Right? Like, that's not something.
If you
so-
kill a drug lord,
No, I'm saying because it all depends.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Kill Hitler.
Hey,
Yeah, there you go.
You kill
The
Hitler.
whole barroom talk.
What if you kill baby Hitler? Could you kill baby Hitler?
Would you rape baby Hitler?
What?
Hey, that just threw it back. That just threw it way back.
Rewind. No.
So raping a kid is unjustified?
Maybe that's what
If
happened.
it's Hitler.
Maybe that already happened. Maybe
Maybe
that's
that's what happened.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Which
Oh,
brings me
God.
back. Can we absolutely say that raping a child is wrong?
It is wrong.
We can
wrong.
agree, right?
It's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it's
That
Hitler.
child still had its innocence.
Even
That's why.
if it's Hitler. It's
Even
wrong
if it
to
is.
rape a child.
Well, in that case, then that just rape in general.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
no-no.
There you go.
Yeah, there's no.
Because we can't just say a child or rape. No, it's everyone.
Hold on.
It's going against their.
I have a situation. Last two people on Earth. It depends. Like the survival of your species depends on you and this one mating, but she doesn't want to have sex with you.
Because she's 15 years old.
I mean, dude, you can wait a year. Or 3.
No, but that's still
like any age. Let's just say like a 30-year-old and a 30-year-old, right?
Okay.
No history. She just doesn't want to have sex with you because she just doesn't want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
But if y'all don't have sex, your species will die. Assuredly, the human race will end.
Yeah.
I'm the last 2 people on Earth, man.
Right? Does the end goal being keeping your race alive, survival of just trying to survive as a species, right? Does that end goal justify raping?
No.
Bro, that just comes into incest. After that,
I feel like you're gonna have to rape her
No.
twice, cause I mean, and then if it's 2 guys, I mean, you're gonna have to get
Why
like,
twice?
cause how are they gonna reproduce? If you have one baby,
Oh,
how are you gonna keep reproducing? Your species is gonna die.
well, I'm saying no straight off the bat without going into
Just
incest.
It's a little too much details.
Ricky said,
I'm just saying.
What?
Just saying, you're gonna have to at least rape her
If you
twice.
rape her once, you're gonna have to rape her twice.
I mean, at least.
Ricky's like, if you already did it the second time, you might as well go with the third time. And then boy,
And then both your kids are gonna have to do it to each other. This is just a fucked up situation.
Okay.
So I just don't think you should rape
just die.
anybody.
Just die
So
out.
I think rape is
The
just
human
out
race
of the
is done
question.
for.
You just gotta die. Like,
I
You gotta die.
I was playing devil's advocate. I'm glad we got that out there.
Or just like the devil itself.
so rape is never okay.
No.
Just to be clear.
Especially with a child. Alright, so
Alright, let's.
okay, so what and that
Because
and
you okay.
Wait. You got more to add to this?
No.
I thought we were clear. No.
I have to add to what he had said earlier. Because you said if you steal food for your kids or whatever, or you sell things for your kids, is it justified? Okay, so my dad would sell things to make money, things that were not legal. And he would say that he did it for us.
humans?
No.
Like-
Drugs.
What? What?
I mean, I think everybody here got that.
I
except for,
thought it was pretty clear.
He
Illegal.
sold drugs. Alright. So he said he would do it for us, his family, but I told him that's not right because you're just perpetuating these things and you're just like causing more like anguish for yourself because you gotta always keep an eye out for other people. Because there's been drug deals that have gone wrong with him.
What would you have rather him done?
Would I rather?
Or would you have just rather starved? Or like
not rather
what's-
starve, but
That's what I'm saying. What's your alternative? Dad,
What-
I don't want
what-
you selling drugs. What's the
We'll find
alternative?
something else.
well, the thing was that he had an actual job too.
Well, then why did he sell drugs?
Because he's an idiot. I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
well, that's different.
But I'm saying, but he said he based it all on that. That he's like, I did it for you guys, so you could have food to eat, a place to stay, etc. But I told him, I'm like, you already were working. Why is this justified if you're already working?
Okay, see, now that's a situation where it's not the same thing, right? Because it seems like he wasn't doing it. He was doing it more for like extra money than it
Yeah,
was.
that wasn't no
But that's-
justifying.
that's
There
true.
was no
If you-
justifying the
if you
means
put
there.
it that
He
way.
used it as a justification,
Yeah.
but that wasn't. It just seems like it wasn't really the case.
The end wasn't honest. The
Yeah.
end wasn't
Let's say he
necessarily
didn't
to-
have a job, couldn't get one, right? Had been out of work for a minute and put in 1,000 hours, did everything he could.
Say maybe he just came out of prison, right? Say like a guy just came out of prison, got convicted for selling drugs. That's the only thing he knows how to do, right? He can't get a job because he's a convicted felon. I don't know. School costs money or whatever it is, right? Is it okay then for him to sell drugs, go back to the thing he knows in order to take care of his family?
Y'all know those Chinese buffets hire those Mexicans like crazy, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, there's other ways of making money.
No, that's
But I'm just saying.
No, that's true because like I mean,
That's
yeah,
what someone
I
would
understand,
always
but
say.
that-
There's always another way, right?
Okay,
But-
so maybe we're going back to the same situation I described earlier. Does it justifying that the mom stealing food for her baby, is it justified? At the end of the day, is it justified, right?
No,
Is that justified?
it's not justified.
I mean, there's other ways.
In my mind, it's not. I think there are certain things that you can say are absolutely wrong. Stealing, wrong. I think killing, wrong. I think,
I don't know. For me, I don't know.
and I even think sometimes you might need to steal or you might need to kill, but I don't think that justifies it. It doesn't make it okay. That just means you had to do some wrong shit.
Oh, yeah.
Not that all of the sudden the wrong shit was not wrong anymore and it was right.
It's still wrong, but
I think
it's
there
something
are
you have to
absolute
do.
wrongs. And I think just because you're in a position where maybe that's your only option, right? When you're in a rock and a hard place and you're going to do this bad thing or this bad thing, I think, let's say two people, you're both hanging on a rope, right? And you got someone below you hanging on the rope and you're on the rope and the rope's about to tear because you're both heavy, right? But if you cut the person below you off, only one of you die. Or if you don't do anything, you both die. You're between a rock and a hard place. Either you let two people die or you kill one person. That's the general motive behind that situation, right? So you're going to kill, directly or indirectly, one or either two people. No matter what, you have to kill somebody. Does that make it okay? I don't think so. I don't think that makes it okay. Like, it sucks, but there's not an okay thing to do.
I'll just tell him to kill himself. Like, cut your own rope.
You really think you should do that?
Like jump off.
No, like, just cut your own rope.
At that point,
Haven't
that
you seen that movie, Day After Tomorrow?
What if it was like a paraplegic in a wheelchair tied up below you, literally cannot cut himself from the rope. He's tied to the chair and shit, he can't.
Like it's a thought experiment. You're trying to beat the thought experiment.
Yeah.
Like the point is, would you rather
find loopholes and shit.
would you rather kill two people, yourself included, or would you rather have one person die?
Or cut both yourselves, like, or just die. You die. You just both of you die. You have to do one or the other. Quit trying to find the other shit.
All right.
Wait for a helicopter. No. Helicopter's not coming. You know what? He is coming, but you're gonna die before he gets here. That's what.
You better cut.
Does that make
cut himself?
Does that make cutting the rope okay? Does that make letting both of yourselves go okay? Or, like, I don't know, right? Like, I still think killing is wrong, regardless.
Yeah.
So you're saying
If
cutting that rope would be wrong?
If it were me in the situation, I'd die. I couldn't bring myself to kill somebody. I would let us both die. I'm like, fuck, I couldn't. We were both in an unfortunate situation, right? I couldn't. I don't think that justifies me killing him just so I could live. Like, because if it was gonna be him for sure,
no way out.
I was the wild card. I could have cut him off, but I don't think.
Okay, what if you had a mission afterwards?
What would you do? Would you cut
What if
the
you
other
had to
person
try
off,
to
or
save
would you come
somebody else?
There's no what ifs for me.
I mean, come
On
on.
that?
Yeah.
You're about to let somebody else die if you died. So.
And I can't do off myself. Like just jump off the rope and leave him there.
That guy's attached to you.
No, you got two options, man.
Okay.
He dies.
Oh, no, hold on.
Or he dies and so do you. That's the two options in the situation.
So those are the two options?
Those are the two options.
I mean, I think that's a valid point, right?
Yeah.
Because then there's a point of killing somebody for your gain, killing both of you guys because you don't want to make that decision. You're avoiding that decision, or making that decision and choosing to sacrifice yourself.
I think
that's a valid other option.
I think that's definitely something that might happen in real life, but a similar situation where it's like you or them, or both, or maybe just them, or maybe just you if you sacrifice. I think that's a real life situation. But I think the question here is we want to say you're going to kill him or you're not going to kill him, but for sure he's going to die anyways. Like,
okay.
Does like that situation.
Well, I don't.
He dies.
I don't think
way.
I could, like, cut him off,
because
I would have to live with that forever.
That's me.
I would have that person. I would see them falling every time.
Don't look.
I'm not gonna do it regardless.
No, even if you don't look, you're still gonna imagine how he fell or how he went down.
Yeah.
He's gonna still scream. He's gonna still do
See,
something.
I feel like it's different for me.
So what if he was dead? Like, what if he was already dead? He was just hanging
Of course
there.
you cutting him off. He's dead.
No. So what if he's dead?
What's the question?
Okay,
Would you
so
cut?
if
Would
the
you
guy-
cut the
if
dead
guy-
body off?
Yeah.
Or would you just let yourself die because you couldn't see him like fall out?
No, my problem isn't seeing him fall. My problem is knowing that I killed him.
All right, so
He's already dead.
He's
So
already
what would you
dead.
do?
Jay was like, he's gone.
Swipe, swoop.
So tell me, at the end of the day, is the guy dead?
Well, you just said he's dead.
The guy,
No.
okay,
Before that,
I get what you're saying.
he's dead already.
The guy is dead.
Everybody
he just
dies.
doesn't want to be the
so
cause.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I shoot a school full of children. Is at the end of the day, everybody's dead.
I
Right?
mean, if
That's where you're taking it.
if-
That's where
yeah,
you're taking it.
I feel like okay.
It's like,
If the world's about to blow up, like
Here, I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back because I think about this differently than y'all do.
Ricky
Right?
took it somewhere else.
Yeah, you took it somewhere else, right?
let's
You
just
wouldn't
say
be
I
able
would
to
cut that
imagine
rope.
that guy falling and you wouldn't be able to live like with the guilt sort of knowing that you killed that person. But for me specifically, like I know I have my daughter, right? I have my daughter and my girl, her daughter. Like I have my family to take care of. So for me, I mean to be 100% honest, I might think about it, but I really wouldn't have a problem with
I mean, at this present moment, that's what I would do.
Oh, you wouldn't have a problem with cutting
Like,
them?
I would cut
Yeah,
him.
I wouldn't.
Legit.
I wouldn't.
cut him.
I would.
Yeah.
I would think about it for 5 seconds, and then I remember like, oh yeah, that's right.
I told my daughter I'm gonna tuck her in tonight. Well, swipe.
I mean, it's
I
not.
feel like those words, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Maybe not. I wouldn't have a like.
I
it
think
would,
those are poor choice of words. I think like
I would-
I'd
it
have
would
a
affect
problem
me.
with it,
It would
but I
affect
would
me.
not hesitate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
That- that's
You're
a better
still
choice.
get me on
Really
the still.
sorry I gotta do this.
It's still on your conscience, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
I have a daughter.
Tell God I have a daughter. I swear to God.
Tell God I have a daughter.
He knows
Hey,
this, but
hey,
tell him.
hey.
Tell him.
You don't know my wife.
She gonna kill me regardless. I'm gonna die when I get home, I swear. Oh shit.
So does that answer the question for most? That's my mentality as well. You know, it just depends on the situation where I'm at.
It's situational.
Yeah. Situational again.
Have you, okay, let's ask this question. When have you done something that you would consider wrong, but to a good means? Have you ever cheated on anything in your educational career? And I say that because the end goal is so that you get good grades or that you pass. Good goals, good end goals, but did the means of cheating justify it? Right?
No, because I feel like that's more trivial than a life or death situation.
Well, okay, I'm not talking about the life or death. I'm talking about the generic, like, end justifying the means.
Yeah.
Have you ever justified something you did that was wrong because it came out to a good goal?
Yes. Yeah. But I feel like those, or at least in my instance, right? It was more. I don't know. I guess that just speaks more about me. Like that circumstance was more trivial to me than other circumstances.
I'm just saying, like, for example, I don't think there's not one person in this room who can say I've never done anything wrong to reach a good goal. Have you ever lied to someone to make them not feel bad?
Yep.
To make them feel better, right? And not even personally,
Jonathan's like, I did it this morning.
Not even to save yourself, right, on a lie, but just so somebody else doesn't. And like the classic example I use is from Joseph Conrad. There's a book by Joseph Conrad. In the Heart of Darkness. So in the book, the Europeans were invading Africa, taking advantage of the Africans in the jungle and like the forest something, and using them as slaves. And the main character, our protagonist, he's like the captain's assistant. And the captain is married, but he's having an affair with one of these African girls. So one day the ship's going down, and the captain goes down with the ship. That's what you did, I guess. I'm not a captain, but yeah, I heard. And so he, like, one of his last words, and I can't remember them exactly. I just remember like the idea. It was really terrible last words. Like, I hated my wife. Like terrible last words, right? So the protagonist jumps off the ship, goes to the funeral. They know that was his, second in command, like his assistant. His wife is crying, really upset. Goes to him, says, "What were my husband's last words?" And he said, "Tell my wife I love her." And that was a good end goal, right? He didn't want to make the wife sad. So not all lies are selfish lies. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever lied to someone, to make them feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that they don't feel pain. Is the lie okay then? Is it okay to lie? Does that make it okay to lie in that situation?
Well, it doesn't. It depends. At that point, it's okay because they're never gonna find out. If you lie and keep lying, and then eventually they find out, then that's when it's wrong. if you know for a fact it's never gonna come back up again, and they're never gonna find out, and that kind of brings up cheating and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can go that way.
Yeah, you could go that way. Just
That's a selfish lie.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but
That's
if you're doing it to help them out, and you know they're never gonna ask for it again, and it's gonna bring peace to their mind, then okay, that's okay.
Now you know somebody brought this up to me when I asked them this question. They're like, what if the wife, because she thought it ended so well with her and her husband, what if she like never finds love again and spends the rest of her life mourning, and it really doesn't bring peace to her because there was no closure with her husband? Like, she just thought she had the most lovely relationship, and like he died one day and she never got to see him again. There's not that peace in her mind. How do you know there's gonna be peace when you tell that lie? You don't.
Well, I hope he tells a better lie and be like, he said, to find someone else.
He really loves you.
But it's okay.
What if she kills herself?
He just didn't act like it when you weren't around.
I guess if we're ever put in that situation, we should say that, guys. He really loved you, but he said you should find someone else, because he's dying. In a better tone.
No, that's a good point though. That's a good point though. Like, it might be selfless to you. I think that's more, you're saying that lie. It's still a little bit selfish because you're sort of like vindicating yourself from the guilt of telling her the truth, and when you know how she would feel, without thinking about the result of, hey, you know what? I'm telling her the truth. Maybe her husband didn't love her. Husband says he hated her, whatever it was, and then so now she can go look for a better relationship.
Then what if she commits suicide because she just found out her whole relationship was a sham?
That's what I'm saying. But now you're going into more what ifs and what ifs and what ifs.
You're
talking about you're talking about more
when
on the.
When did I say that?
Huh?
At least you didn't lie. What? You're being honest.
Well,
If you told her, like he said, he fucking hates you, like you didn't lie.
I mean, I feel like then you're looking at the what ifs of like every possible thing, and then you're like that opens the argument for every possible outcome, right?
You're never right.
But you're in this case, the end justifying the means would like specifically apply to the guy telling the wife the message, right? So the end would be,
Her being happy.
Her being happy, or no,
If
not
you
her
lied to
being
her.
happy, just not feeling guilty for the rest of
Okay.
your life.
Now, I think also what we're getting into is intent. Right? Intent. Like, what are your intentions when you do this thing? It's whatever means you go about, what is your intent behind it, right? So, like, when you say stealing to feed your family, alright, so that's the goal, but what's your intent behind that? Is it because you don't want to see your family starve, or is it because you don't want to look like a bad mother? Because that's kind of selfish. So, well, I just don't want to look like a bad mother. Like, now you're doing it because of how people perceive you.
And
Not
that's being selfish, and that's being...
Okay, so now we're getting into intent, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather have someone do bad things to a good end with good intent, or with bad intent?
I mean,
There's
I
no
think
question.
Or what-
With good intent, obviously.
Or would you rather have someone do good things,
with bad
like tell the
intent,
truth to a bad goal? Like tell the wife, hey, your husband hated you. Like, that's a good thing to not lie to her, to tell her the truth. That's a good thing to an end goal that's really bad. Like, that's gonna suck for her. Right? So
yeah. I feel like
there is that, right? A good means to an end goal, right? That's bad.
So let's just get away from this, what if, and then like the
Well,
intent.
yeah.
Let's go
I mean,
back
'cause I
to
have
the
an
exact
example.
clear cut. So is it okay that she steals for her infant?
I've been saying no this whole time.
Well, how about this? Okay, so
I say yes.
Yes.
Then again, I don't have children. But
I feel like it's the specific example though.
okay, so I mean, this is a situation. When I was younger, I had lost my job, and I was like on the brink of getting evicted, and all this kind of stuff. And so what I did was looking for jobs as much as I could. No one was hiring, whatever, and I lied my way into an interview. Meaning, my friend got an interview. I didn't. I went with her, and I lied to them people, and I told them, yeah, I submitted an application. It should be here, and I got it, and I got the
I
job.
got a call back to go to the interview. Is what you said, right?
No, I didn't get it.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
you
didn't
told them that you got a call back
Yeah,
to come today.
Yeah, because I had the right information.
Yeah.
And the day before, I had staked out the store and found out the managers' names. Now,
No, that was called being smart.
That's
He
hustle.
staked out everything. He did his homework.
so,
That's hustle.
but I lied,
was
and
smart.
I took the job, I guess, from someone else that may have gotten it that day. I
Yeah.
got it, and I got myself out of that hole. So was that good or
So
bad?
do
You were in the
ends
right place at the right
justify
moment.
means?
It was a good end goal, but by bad means. Then that's the question.
Right. So,
But
so
that goes.
being
There,
justified.
he was just hustling.
the intent was
Okay,
good.
don't say he was just hustling, because you can hustle good or hustle bad. You can get your ass in the gym every day and work out, or you can use fucking steroids and cheat in bodybuilding
He hustled to
competition.
get a job on the spot.
That I mean, he did it in a good way. Like, hustle is independent of whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Hustling is not
Because
inherently
here's
good
another
or
thing.
bad.
I said a manager's name who then threw her under the bus because of like, oh, she always loses everything.
So you
Wait,
just
why-
took
wait,
you
why?
took advantage of the situation. So
Yeah,
took advantage of the situation to your own gain.
So the ends
but was it good?
justify the means?
I don't think it was good.
The
I
way
don't think
did
it was
it,
good.
or the end result?
I mean, the end result was good. Obviously.
I don't think you know the reach your decision impacted, like the ripple effect, right? So like you're saying you got the job, you were struggling at the time.
He's about to
How
lay
do
some
you
knowledge
know-
right now. Hold on, he's
How
about
do
to
you
lay
know
some
there
knowledge.
wasn't someone else in an even worse position?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if I did? You know,
So I wouldn't even say that end goal was good. It was good for you, right? Relatively, it was good. But I wouldn't even. I don't know the extent of your decision and who it affected and how it affected them. I won't say that the end goal was good or bad, but I don't think that the means was justified regardless.
I think, but then you're going into like. I mean, yeah, you should think about how your decisions affect other people, or if they're affecting other people and how they're affecting them. But I feel like that's sort of like overreaching a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, regardless, he was still the better candidate. It didn't mean that one person was going to get, any specific one person was going to get that job. They still had to not fight for it, but they still had to qualify for that position. He was just more qualified, and he just got to the position where he was being able to present his qualifications. To me, I don't think his means
because
were that
when
bad.
I've told people that I've done this, people are like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. That was good." You know. You
That was smart.
yeah, smart, good shit, whatever.
Smart doesn't mean good though. Like I'll say this again, Hitler was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't. It's also independent of was it good or bad.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It was smart. It was very quick-witted. You're on your feet. Fucking.
Yeah, but I mean, like, regardless,
Impressive even.
everybody who he took that position from had the
Take the
chance
place
of
out.
not getting that position. And he was just better qualified.
Let's
For
just
that
say
position.
we all got in on like a boxing pot, right? We put in $5 to like see who's like he gets knocked down in the first round, second round, third. You know how the boxing works,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's say we all put in like $100 in a pot, and then somebody comes and just like he throws his name in the pot without throwing $100 in the pot, but he picked like the right round, like he just kind of got in there lucky, and he won. And you could say, oh yeah, he just made the better pick. We all knew we had a chance of losing. Doesn't make it okay that he
No,
won.
but I feel like a job is more based on qualifications. The example you're giving is just luck. Like, you know what I mean? It's not I know more about this or you know more about that or whatever it is. The fact that it's a job means that there's qualifications that he has.
Was it a job that was based on qualifications? Because you really don't need any qualifications to work at certain jobs. You just need
Wasn't
to
it a management
give a
position?
good interview.
Well, I mean,
It was at American Eagle for like a cashier lead.
I feel like there's not a lot of qualifications. It's more
Yeah.
on personality.
I mean,
the personality is still a
it's
qualification
still
though.
like,
You can't have a doorknob stand there and try to like, you know, check out people. You know what I mean? Like you have to have somebody with personality to like upsell
You know
or
what?
whatever
You
it is.
have to have someone to lie to the customer. Yeah, you look good in that. I get it.
But
So, I'll never forget the day that I realized they were just trying to sell me the shirt and that they didn't think I actually looked good in it.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
When he put the shirt down anyways and started to walk away, and then I heard the exact same line, like around the corner she was saying out to somebody else.
Oh, but yeah. Anyways, my bad. That just came to mind.
no,
I mean, I'm just saying like that. That's one thing that's one of those moments in my life that has always stood out to me because, people always talk about they did what they had to do, but was it right?
But
the way I did it
justify the means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was smart for what I did, the way I went about it, but was it right the way I did it?
I don't think that there's any time that you can do something that's bad and it be considered justified. I don't think there's any justifying a bad thing that you did. I think there are absolutes. And
so lying is bad, absolutely bad.
I'd say it was absolutely bad, yes.
Lying is bad.
Yeah.
Any type of lying. No, there's no...
just lying.
Okay, so if you were put in the shoes, that would be my question. If you were put in the shoes of that sailor who saw the captain die, what would you say to the wife?
I would lie.
Hey, Jackie said it's wrong, but he didn't say he's not gonna lie.
Hey, I'm okay with doing some wrong things. I will still admit that it's wrong, though.
Okay.
I will not try to act like I was justified in my actions. I did a bad thing. I don't make it okay just because I was trying to make her feel better. I lied to her. I lied to that woman about her husband's last words, good or bad. I lied. And I think there are certain absolutes, like killing, lying, stealing, that are bad. And they may come to a good outcome.
How about hurting?
How about
hurting?
what?
Hurting feelings, or like what are you talking about?
Physical.
Physical?
Like harm?
Like beating somebody up?
I mean,
or like a physical altercation.
Just hurting. I mean, it could be extreme as like that.
Harder. It didn't hurt.
I mean, because what are all the negatives? I will not lie, cheat, or steal. But like, what about hurting? Like, feel like it's not like in that like typical negative.
Okay. Now, there's a logical fallacy in that question. The logical fallacy being you haven't clearly defined hurt. I can clearly define death, killing someone.
Yeah. Heart
beating, no longer heart beating, gone for good. Right? Stealing, that was someone else's. I took it. They don't have it anymore. Stealing. Right? I can clearly define those actions.
How about lying?
What is lying? Saying something that is not.
Bam.
Saying something that is not. That's a really good definition of lying. My name is Rico.
What if you don't even say it?
Even though it's not.
Or are you lying? What about communicating?
Let's
broaden that.
I didn't say anything.
Communicating something that is wrong. So, for example, you asked me, which way is the hospital? I just communicated. I'm pointing, by the way, to my left. So, communicating something that is not. So, you asked me which way the hospital is. I point to my left, when in fact it's to my right. That's a lie. You're communicating something that is not. Right?
What if you said, top of the head, okay, yeah, it's to my left, but you're like, and they take off, and you're like 30 seconds already leaving. Oh, snap, it was the other way.
I mean, that's an honest mistake. That goes back to the intent. That's the intent that he was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're saying hurt is not defined.
You can't.
So how would you define hurt?
Because
in order for him to answer your question.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is there any means that of hurt?
Okay, so what he's asking is there a threshold, and past that threshold, that's the absolute no that you're talking about.
You have to define a threshold for me.
No, that's what he's saying. He's asking you to define your threshold if you have one.
Are you asking me if there's a threshold?
For hurt, yeah.
I think does it hurt or does it not?
It's like physical, emotional.
But that's...
How much physical?
That's too broad of a...
But I mean, it's still like a bag.
How many grains of salt make up a pile of salt, a mound of salt? I don't know. Because if you take one and add another one, that's not a mound.
But, okay,
hurting someone is... And you can do that, and you can say, see, if I can add one here and not make a mound, that means I can do it forever and not make a mound. But there's a fallacy in that question by not defining what a mound is. If you say a mound is 200 grains of salt within this radius, right? Then once I have, within that radius, 200 grains of salt, the next very salt, right, that'll make a mound. And I can say, yeah, I can have 200 grains of salt without having a mound, not 201. You have to clearly define it. You're asking me something that's not clearly defined.
I mean, hurting somebody is negative.
It's
Okay.
negative,
Yeah.
but not clearly defined.
Will there ever be a situation where hurting in order to get to your end that's good is justified?
But like,
So,
give
so
an
are you
example.
trying, are you
though.
trying to say, okay, so are you trying to say, like, for instance, when someone's in a bad relationship, you're like, you have to hurt them in order for them to understand they're better off with someone else. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, any situation.
Okay, here's a
right? 'Cause-
situation in
because-
which hurt is okay. I don't think hurt is black and white. Like, for me, killing is black and white. Why? Because I could tell the wife the truth. And that would be hurting her. That would hurt her to know that truth. So, no, I don't think you can define hurt. I'll never hurt
It's
anyone.
like-
Hurt
it's
So that's what I'm saying. There is a mean that is negative, right?
hurting her.
Hurting.
That wasn't the mean. That was a product of the mean, which was telling the truth. The mean was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Hurt was a byproduct of that mean, and so was her knowing the truth, which was the ultimate end goal. That was the good end goal that I was trying to reach. But I didn't achieve it by bad means. I achieved it by good means. It just also had negative goal, end goal also too.
So yeah, never mind, that was flipped on me there. No, but that situation.
He's like, well,
that was
okay.
not the means.
He's like,
that was
well,
not the means. In that situation, the means are not bad. Which I was trying to get to is saying something that hurts is usually negative. Right?
No pain, no gain. You have to hurt in the gym to like grow, to get stronger. Hurt is like it's not bad. Hurt is not good or bad. I think hurt is like a tool.
Yeah. It either pushes you or breaks you.
So that's what I was saying. I was just trying to like take away from the whole lie, cheat, or steal. Like there has to be like another negative.
Yeah, what's another negative?
Like in terms of
negative,
being
that's more
means,
gray area to where you have to define it.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Lie, cheat, steal.
to going back to the question of
Prostitution.
do the ends justify the means? Is there any means that are negative where it will
Prostitution.
justify the end?
I can't think of anything absolute that I know of at this moment that I'd say absolutely that's wrong, but it would be justified. I think for me, if I feel something's absolute, it'll be wrong,
Always.
and there's no justifying it. And
So,
I think if there's something that's justifiable, there's probably that gray area where you're bringing up hurt. There's a gray area where it can be more clearly defined into it. Yeah, that's wrong, and then this is bad. Like,
Alright. I feel like we learned a lot about Jacob today. Not saying that's bad. No. That's good though. That's good.
He will not lie, cheat, or steal. No, he will definitely lie.
you know what?
That's good.
I would like to say this because the reason I think I was able to speak so much on this because I've really thought about it before because I took this one test, and it's like a psychology experiment. I'm looking up the website right now.
We're going to take it right now.
So that we can I can plug people in because it's got a lot of really cool experiments. It's got the man on the bridge experiment, where it's like if there's a train's gonna kill 5 people, but you pull the switch and kill one person.
Yeah, I know what you're
Pull the
talking about.
switch. If you're watching the train about to kill 5 people, but you can kick the fat guy off the bridge to save the 5 people, but you kick the fat guy. Like it takes you through like a series of like changing the situation.
Mhm.
But if your values maintain, you should answer consistently, and they'll tell you if you did not answer consistently, and if situations changed. Like if you had situational judgment, basically, and I answered pretty consistently when I did that. It was like 90th percentile of like consistency, but there's definitely that.
I feel like he would never kill the one guy.
Like Hitler.
What?
Like Hitler.
Oh, you're talking about in that one.
Yeah. Because it's
Like
usually
not-
always like you kill the fat guy, or you kill that one guy, or you kill this, and I know that what you're talking about because you go like from pulling a lever to physically pushing him. Those are like the changes that it's taking.
And then they take it to the next step where the fat guy is the reason those 5 guys are gonna be killed. Now do you kill them? Like
Yeah.
they take it some places, and they have a lot of other like thought experience. They have some on like religion.
That came from Harvard.
It's called philosophyexperiments.com. Go figure. Philosophy experiments. Like it's not hard to like. I don't have to tell them how to spell it. Philosophyexperiments.com.
Yeah.
And
But
it
Jacob
has a
would be
lot
the
of-
guy who, like, even though that guy is the reason that they're about to die, he would not pull that level.
I feel like I'm definitely more situational when it comes to that.
Well, it all depends. I'll judge it. I don't have a right to judge, but in that situation.
All the rights to judge, bro. Judge all you want.
Alright, so I think that's a good ending point. For everybody. I'll put the link. You said philosophyexperiments.com?
Yeah.
Put that link and then
Biscoff or peanut butter?
What?
I'd have to go with peanut butter because I haven't tried Biscoff.
Peanut butter
Peanut
balls.
butter balls.
Peanut butter balls. Peanut butter balls.
Hey, if you made it this far, go ahead and comment peanut butter balls with a Z.
Peanut butter balls with the Z.
Let us know you enjoyed.
Yep. And then we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Hot Papi Podcast.
Hi, Papi.